We know there are so many incredibly cool and talented people all along Delmarva's coast, and joining us today is another one of those individuals, Hari Cameron, who may be a familiar face to some of you, with Grandpa Mac. So we have had a ton of new people move to this area, so for maybe folks who don't know, tell us a little bit about Grandpa Mac.
Yeah, my brother and Orion Cameron, we've had a concept, like how can we feed everybody food that happens fast but isn't fast food, make everything with from scratch with love. We actually have a pasta machine that makes 90 pounds of fresh pasta an hour.
90 pounds?
So you can go in and watch your pasta being made, and we make, we have something for everyone. We have pasta if you have to eat that way. If you like pork, we have a pork ragu, which is delicious, but we really specialize in our mac and cheese. It's awesome. So what's your favorite? Like, what's your favorite mac and cheese? Or
bacon.
Bacon.
With
oh yeah,
some sort of like white cheddar probably.
That's I always say like a white cheddar mac and cheese.
Yeah, our mac and cheese has 7 different cheeses. It's in the blend.
Oh, I know.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, and it was actually when I was recently on Beat Bobby Flay, I used those same 7 cheeses in that sauce mix as well, which was awesome.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. So if people don't believe you yet that you make great mac and cheese, you've been keeping pretty busy recently too with your cooking and in the community.
For sure. So it was like last Thursday I was on the show Beat Bobby Flay. It was pretty epic. It was it was like, okay, don't look dumb on TV. Don't cut yourself. Don't
We
say
don't worry
anything
about
silly.
that
I mean, it's like, okay, like what do I want to do here? Well, I got through the first round. I bested the competitor. For 20 minutes, you have to cook. The secret ingredient was black bass, and they had 3 huge black bass that I had to fillet very quickly. I did a beautiful olive oil compressed spinach that was sauteed with a little bit of garlic. And then there's a sauce from Spain that really complements fish well called romesco. And cut tomatoes, do it faster. Roast hazelnuts. It had like roasted peppers and bread and lots of olive oil pureed, but it was a beautiful dish and it ended up winning. My competitor, she did really well. Wow. She had a couple bones in her fish that the judges didn't like. And then it was on to what I chose, which was mac and cheese, of course, promoting Grandpa Mac. Yeah, and I actually brought my pasta machine on the show and made fresh pasta, made a beautiful silky cheese sauce, and you said you like bacon. I toasted pancetta with the breadcrumbs in the fat that were on top of it, and I did really well. Like I have to say, like I managed my time well. When the first host came up, tasted it, they loved it, and they're like, you did, I feel like I did really great. I didn't end up winning.
You won
but,
to us.
Yeah, right? But a lot of people.
You got a permanent spot here.
Thank you. A lot of people are saying, we liked the dish you put up. Bobby Flay, he might have burned his breadcrumbs. I don't know. I'm not a critic. I'm just a guy who cooks food, but it was good. It was really fun, and I'm really proud of how I did. And I think we showed really well. Showed great for Southern Delaware. Showed great for Grandpa Mac and for myself. And
very well.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Really cool.
I was on a Netflix show before as well, and I did really well on that. And really, I have 3 sons, and I always want to show them that, like, if you work hard and you put your mind to it, you do your best. That's like it's like, I'd like to win. Of course, I'm like very competitive, but it is just to do it is amazing. Like put yourself
just
out
to have
there.
the opportunity,
For sure, it was super fun.
Yeah.
So.
And you have been somebody who's worked hard. I mean, your whole life. Yeah. So how long have you been cooking?
So I'm dating myself. It's all good. I got a baby face. So it's okay. I've been a chef cooking professionally for like 20 years. And when I was 20, I had a dream to open up a restaurant before I was 30. And I did it when I was 29. And that was
perfect timing.
It was amazing. It's great to set a goal and then to achieve the goal that you set. And when I did that, like in the first year of it being open, I was winning lots of really great national awards and getting mentions and stuff. So I've been very blessed in kind of my career, but again, I love cooking. It's like my favorite thing to do. I've actually been writing recently as well. So if you're familiar with the Cape Gazette, so they just came out with a new paper called the Cape Current, and it's a new kind of paper for them. It took over another paper, and it comes out every week. And I've been having the greatest time. They say, like, what do you want me to write about? Like, I could write about anything. They're like, write anything. I'm like, okay. So it's really just like exploring food in different ways. Like I was like writing about oysters, and I wrote a watermelon column, and like outdoor grilling, which was great. And this one that's out right now, one of my favorite restaurants is in Rehoboth. It's called Confucius, and Sean and Danielle do such a wonderful job there. And I love the Chinese broccoli. Like I just love it. It's like my favorite thing. Like I could eat it every day. It's like silky, garlicky. It has beautiful texture and crunch. So I definitely give love for that and mention it. And it's been really good. Yeah.
I'll have to read that because it's no secret I can't cook, and I'm always asking for advice. So
So
easy.
I usually give a recipe with the column as well.
Nice.
For the Confucius one, I didn't because I just was like trying to say I'm not a critic, but these are things that I love. So.
And as Paige mentioned, maybe we can't cook very well, and we've got an award-winning chef in our presence. He's not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere because we're going to put that pasta maker that Ari mentioned to the test when CoastLife gets back. You're watching CoastLife, and before the break, we had Hari Cameron in studio with us. Don't worry, he didn't go anywhere because he's going to teach us how to make some pasta. So this is a machine that may look familiar to some. We were talking Play-Doh, which is probably about the extent of our cooking abilities.
Yes.
That's kind of what it is. It's a pasta fun factory. I've actually brought this machine into my son's preschool at Epworth Preschool and made pasta for the kids. But yeah, have you made pasta before? You say you don't cook much.
No,
have you made some
I
pasta?
Years ago, yeah, I did with my friends.
Yeah. So when you make pasta by hand, you have to use a lot more water or a higher hydration rate. Usually use eggs and maybe olive oil, maybe some water. You mix it. You do a lot of kneading. You knead till your arms get really big, and then you're like, okay, need some more. Where this machine's called an extruder. So it's great. It makes a macaroni noodle, which is like a Southern Italian style noodle, and we make it with semolina flour. It's like a higher protein, more coarse flour.
Sounds fancy.
And usually you'll use like 50 to 60% water. For this pasta, we're only going to use 30% water. So a lower hydration rate. So when it extrudes out, today we're going to make some spaghetti. So I'm going to have you add the flour in. We're going to add it to the hopper. There's a mixing arm here. There's an auger that kind of Archimedes screws the flour against the die plate, but the one thing we have to make sure that we do is we have to add all the water in and make sure it's well mixed and hydrated.
So am I putting this whole thing in?
Whole thing right in there. So that's 500 grams of flour.
I was going to say, this seems like a lot.
Yeah, well, it's a little over a pound, and then we're going to add 30% water, so it's going to make like a pound and a half. Okay, so then what we're going to do is I'm going to hit the mixing button. Let's see this here. Okay, so right now the arm is mixing the flour.
Okay.
So then what you're going to do is you'll just slowly pour the water in back and forth. If a little spills out, it's fine. But you got it. Oh, you're a professional.
Very careful.
You got it. Oh, perfect. Yep. And then as the water is pouring in, the arm is mixing it. Now, usually what you do is you have to like work the flour to get gluten development. But for this machine, the machine itself develops the gluten. The water hydrates it. So then what we're going to do, we'll look at it. We're looking at like, okay, it's starting, it needs to mix evenly here. So
It even kind of looks like Play-Doh right now.
Yeah, it does.
yeah, and that's it. It'll look a lot different than regular, pasta dough. So we'll let it mix for another second. I'm going to open it up. When you open it, it stops. But if you notice, it kind of looks like coarse sand.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of different shapes that you can make. If you want to make thicker spaghetti, if you want to make square spaghetti, it's called spaghetti alla chitarra, like a guitar. Or if you want to make bucatini, that's a spaghetti with a hole in it. If you want to make bigoli, that's a really thick spaghetti. Or you can even make ramen noodles with this machine as well. So you can kind of, really the sky's the limit. Okay, so I think that's good. I think the mixing is done. I'm looking at it. It's a beautiful texture. And it looks like sand or like streusel, but when I grab it and I make a fist, see how it stays together?
Yeah.
That's what we're really looking for there. So, okay, we're ready there. Okay, so I'm gonna have you pull the pasta out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make something called a nest, okay? And what the nest is we'll make like a little bundle that we'll put in the bowl.
Perfect.
So, and this is the fun part, okay? So we're gonna make, I'll do the cutting, it's all good.
Smart.
Yeah, it's all good, no worries. And the first little bit of pasta, we're just gonna take that out. This has been sitting in sitting in water. So that the stuff that's just been in the water. Okay, so pull it out.
That's so cool.
And you can make it as long as you want. If you want to make it Lady and the Tramp long, feel free. If you want to make it spaghetti alla chitarra corti, like half size.
Yeah, like that's
that looks
good.
good. And I'll just kind of. So yeah, make a little
Gorgeous.
nest.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I saw that episode of I Love Lucy with the chocolate factory.
That's exactly what this is going to turn out to be.
This is pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You think it's going at a nice slow pace, but
Resume. Okay, so like I said before, you can't do this wrong. It's so easy. And the pasta that comes out of it, it's fresh pasta, so it cooks in a minute. When you cook it, it really has just this beautiful texture, and also it preserves all the nutrients in there. Because you know, if this were dried spaghetti, we'd have to cook it for 7-8 minutes, 12 minutes, depending on the thickness. But for this pasta, yeah, we can just add it right back in. It's like a Play-Doh fun fact. Just add it right back in. Yeah.
How about that?
Yep. So this is it. I mean, this is fresh pasta. At Grandpa Mac, we actually sell fresh pasta by the pound as well. So if you, or you could just like call your order in or order online, and you could say you're on your way home from filming for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Call it in, just walk up to the counter, and it will be ready for you. So there's lots of different ways
what
to
I'm
have
doing.
Grandpa Mac. You know.
This is almost like therapeutic too.
It is. It is. It's
It
fun.
looks
It
like
really
it.
is.
No, you're doing a great job. I wanted to almost, but I wouldn't be able to make those little circles, those nests.
I don't know that I'm doing the
No,
nests right.
yours
So-
are beautiful.
One thing that's really great about this pasta is like if you make regular fresh pasta, see how long we get that one.
Yeah.
If we can make regular fresh pasta, it would stick together. Because of our lower hydration rate, this one we can handle, and
That's
it's
so
flour and
cool.
water. Oh man, this is a long one.
This is Lady and the Tramp pasta.
This is
Yes.
Lady and the Tramp pasta.
Yep.
There we
so
go.
yeah, you can make of course we make 7 different shapes at Grandpa Mac, and that machine, like I said, makes 90 pounds an hour. It has a huge dies. This again is just a little home model, but it's fun. Yeah,
This is so cool.
It is so fun.
we can probably we'll make one more and be done
Sure.
with it. I mean that's pretty much
I'm
it.
already
So-
thinking of what pasta machine I'm going to go buy.
Right?
I'm
Yeah,
so excited.
yeah. Well, this is just a wonderful machine. So this has a safety feature, so your fingers don't get caught. If you lift up the lid, it will just stop.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, or I could just reach over here and hit the red button. But yeah, that's pretty much fresh pasta.
We have lunch or dinner. We have dinner, Leah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I brought my garlic and my olive oil, so over on the side, I'll make you some garlic and olive oil
Yes,
pasta
we'll
for you to
will,
eat.
definitely have that handled
Yes.
and ready to eat. So make sure if you are feeling a little bit hungry, a little peckish, you check out Hari and the team at Grandpa Mac. Don't go anywhere because there's more Coast